My fiancé left me for his childhood sweetheart at the altar. That night, I drank myself into oblivion. The next morning I woke up in bed with his older brother. Flushed with shame, I scrambled into my clothes. This was a mistake, I stammered. You don't tell me anything. But Eric stared at me, eyes red minus rimmed. Lily, he whispered hoarsely, what does he have that I don't? Why won't you look at me? Something shifted in me. That day, we married at the courthouse. For 5 years, Eric treated me like a queen. Everyone said he'd loved me for ages and I believed it. Until last night, at a party, I overheard him talking to a friend. You funneled all your money to Ryan so Mia could have the life she wanted. You even married his ex to get her off their backs. If you love Mia that much, why not marry her yourself? Eric laughed bitterly. Mia loves Ryan more. I just want her happy. I'd do anything. In that moment my world froze. The love I thought we had was nothing but an elaborate cruel lie. I fled the hotel, a ghost in the glittering night. Back home, I sank onto the sofa, staring numbly at the worn leather notebook on the coffee table. Its pages were filled with my cramped handwriting, a meticulous record of every penny we spent, every bill we paid. From the day we married, Eric had been the perfect husband, attentive, caring, thoughtful. So when he told me a year into our marriage that his business had collapsed and he was broke, I didn't hesitate. I didn't feel an ounce of resentment. Instead, I worked harder than ever, determined to stand by him, to help him rebuild everything from the ashes. But now I knew. It was a tragedy we had endured together. It was a script he had written, and I was the unwitting star of his charade. A pair of arms wrapped around my waist from behind, and a familiar voice, still laced with that practiced tenderness, whispered in my ear. Lily? What are you doing? I took a deep breath, snapping the notebook shut. Just going over the budget, I said, my voice carefully neutral. A flicker of a frown crossed Eric's face before it vanished, replaced by his usual look of weary affection. You're exhausting yourself, he murmured, shaking his head. I keep telling you, you don't have to work so hard. What's the point of having a husband if you do everything yourself? His hand came up to cut my cheek, his eyes swimming with a counterfeit sympathy that was almost convincing. You should get out more, he continued softly. See the world. Be more free-spirited. Like Mia. I used to melt when he said things like that, thinking he genuinely cared about my happiness. After all, before him I was a woman who dreamed of passports filled with stamps and horizons without end. Now, his words were just acid in an open wound. This wasn't concern. It was a comparison, and I was the one who came up short. He was telling me I wasn't enough because I wasn't her. He had no idea. He'd never seen the chaotic frenzy of the 5 a.m. fish market, never fought through the crowds for a supermarket sale. He had no concept of how the relentless grind of keeping a home, of stretching every dollar, had worn my dreams down to dust. The world he wanted me to see was a luxury I couldn't afford, all because I was the life he was funding for his brother and the woman he truly loved. I clenched my fists, forcing a placid expression onto my face. Did you forget? I asked, looking up at him. Today is an important day. Eric's brow furrowed in concentration. He searched his memory for a long moment, and then a look of realization dawned on his face. My heart gave a pathetic little leap. He remembered. He remembered our anniversary. But in the next second his gaze slid past me as he pulled out his phone. Right, Mia and Ryan said they'd have time for a call today. I can't believe I almost forgot he was already walking away as he spoke. Listening to his retreating footsteps, I felt the last embers of hope in my heart turn to cold gray ash. The truth was, Eric's love for Mia was never a secret. It was in the way his voice softened whenever he said her name, a current of emotion running just beneath the surface. My gaze drifted to the watch on his wrist, its metal slightly faded from years of wear. He'd told me once that Mia had given it to him. Back then, it convinced myself it was a sentimental gift from a girl he saw as a little sister. I was so naive, so stupidly in love that I started secretly saving every spare dollar I could, dreaming of buying him a new, expensive watch, one that truly suited him. Only now did I understand what that old watch really symbolized. A bitter laugh escaped my lips. I picked up the small, wrapped gift box from the table, intending to hide it away forever. Just then Eric ended his call and walked back into the room. What's that you're holding? He asked, his eyes landing on the box. I instinctively shook my head, trying to tuck it behind my back.